Hey guys, it's your boy Hvris. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm a photographer and videographer from London that specializes in content, digital media. Let's get to it. So in this video, we're just going to do a technical breakdown of the B-roll sequence that you just saw. This is for my friend Sean, who's a personal trainer in London, developing his brand, getting content out there, and I thought I'd help out. So let's just go over some of the things that I use to build this content for him. First things first, why are we shooting this content? What's the purpose of it? We know that 30 seconds is great for that kind of attention span on social media. We're going to use this video on Instagram, Facebook, and probably IG stories as well. So now that we know what the parameters that we're working with, we can start to compose this video and know what we're shooting. We know that we need to get straight to work, so we're just going to film 3 to 4 fitness sequences with the ropes, push-ups, bench press, and some pull-ups. And maybe some other things as well, and see what works best. Before I shoot, I usually have some music in mind to know exactly the tempo and what actually suits Sean's actual personality. The guy's calm, cool, collected, has a good rhythm about himself, and he's got some good swag. So we need something that can animate that and show that in his personality without any words. So this is why I chose that particular song. Not just that, I'm very particular in music, so for me, when it comes to editing, I need something that has a good snare, a good beat, something that I can always cut and keep changing, so keep the audience engaged, keep people watching and seeing what's going to happen next, what the next cut is going to be, yet maintaining the flow. The flow is the key here. And this moves on to the gear that I'm using to maintain the flow whilst changing transitions. And I'm going to share with you what setup I use and how I approached it. So I use two X-T3s. I love Fujifilm because of the 4K capabilities, good autofocus, and just great color science. And it's just really small and nimble, so I can actually keep 2 bodies in my camera bag without much hassle. The main lenses I used for this was the 16mm 1.4. I would usually go for the 56 1.2, but because we're in a gym, we're in a public space, I don't want to be distracting. I don't want to back into people that are trying to exercise and go about their daily lives. So the 35mm 1.4 was a great compromise. And the reason why I used these 2 lenses interchangeably was mainly because this video is going to be cropped in for IG, for Instagram. It needs to kind of leave enough room, so when you're filming dead in the middle, you can crop in, and because it's 4K, you're able to keep that resolution, that high quality. So even on mobile, it looks crisp, it looks professional, it looks great. I also chucked in the 23mm, so in this clip right here, you can see that even with the 23mm f2, there is enough bokeh. Don't worry guys, there is enough bokeh with this lens. You're able to get great shots. And the main reason why I keep this tool in my arsenal is purely for the autofocus capabilities. You can still maintain great focus. With the 16mm, I'll have to focus and lock the focus in and make sure that my subject doesn't move too much, or whatever exercise or motion he's doing, he's able to stay in that space that he's in that depth, if you know what I mean. When it comes to editing, I like to shoot wide, and then when the beat changes, I like to zoom in. So this is another reason why the 2 bodies really work for me, whilst maintaining that high aperture, that nice low light capability. So it's not too dark, yet I'm able to match the 2. So having an f1.4 and another f1.4, you can see that the colors, the ISO, everything still matches, and it's a nice clean transition. It looks, having a different multicam sequence in a video makes it just look like a higher production. That's just my personal opinion. That's whenever I see a video and it has different camera angles, even if it's just for one shot or one type of action, and you have multiple sequences that flow really nicely together, that to me indicates that it was a high production and the quality level just amps up a tad. So I hope you get where I'm coming from. So just a quick recap on how I go about making this kind of content. Number 1, know exactly what you're shooting. Number 2, have good music that conveys the message, ties in the story together. You can edit to really well. And number 3 is, personally for me, which I've used on the field, which really helped make my content interesting and engaging, is switch up the lenses. Have one wide angle and have one mid to telephoto lens. If you have a zoom lens, that's great, but be disciplined. The reason why I don't use zoom lenses is because I'm not that disciplined when it comes to it, you know, like zooming into a 35, I'll just zoom out a bit if I have to, like. Plus the low light capabilities with primes, just so much nicer, everything just works a lot better. If you have any tips and tricks, this is a filmmaking community, share it down below, let's get to know one another and share ideas. Let's, make some noise about this. If you want to know a bit more of the behind the scenes of how I chop and edit this kind of sequence, make some noise. Let me know if that's what you want to learn more of. Just be clear. I'll reply to you. I reply to every single comment. So yeah, catch you next time. Subscribe if you will. And yeah.